Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 4-0 win against Real Sociedad in the Europa League round of 32 first leg. So Dean Henderson, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Dean Henderson made some good saves in the game when he was called upon. I think Dean Henderson has done well in the games he's played in this season. You know, Solskjaer recently admitted it's becoming more and more difficult to leave Dean Henderson out of the side. Dean Henderson's now reliable enough to become our number one because he has got that experience behind him. Don't forget he enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Dean Henderson now needs to get a running goal and we need to keep David De Gea out of the team. Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Defensively, he was very, very good. He did get an early booking in the game, by the way. But there's been some games this season where Wan-Bissaka's got forward well. He's got in good positions and he's put good crosses into the box. So 7 out of 10 for him. Eric Bailly, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. He enjoyed a good game tonight. Made some very, very good interceptions. Made some very good blocks. And like I've said, I certainly prefer Eric Bailly to Victor Lindelof. We need to keep Lindelof out of the team. But Bailly's just got to stay fit. My element of concern about him is injury prone. By the way, tonight he did get the assist for Daniel James's 4th goal. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He made some very, very good clearances tonight. Made some very good blocks as well. I thought he also got forward well. Harry Maguire put a good performance out against West Brom in our last league game. He got forward well from that left-hand side. And he had a good chance at the end, towards the end of the game against West Brom, but it produced a fantastic save from Sam Johnstone. Alex Telles, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a good game tonight. He was very proactive in the final third, like I said on my match reaction, and he dealt with Adnan Januzaj well. Maybe he does need to offer a bit more going forward. He doesn't get forward as well as Luke Shaw does. But Telles has played nowhere near as much as I expected. But at one point he did have COVID. And I think defensively Alex Telles is good. Fred, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Fred enjoyed a good game tonight. Brought energy in the midfield. Passed the ball well. And he also got an assist in the game. I've said Fred's really, really improved under Solskjaer. Fred wasn't too good though against West Brom. That was his 100th appearance for the club. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. McTominay brought energy in the midfield. Got forward well. Had a good chance as well in the game. Produced a fantastic save from Remiro, the Real Sociedad goalkeeper. So he was unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes got a brace tonight. He's just magic, is Bruno Fernandes. He has made the difference in this team. In most of his games at Manchester United, he's been very, very consistent. There has been a few games though where he has looked off the pace. Bruno Fernandes wasn't good in our last league game against West Brom, apart from that fantastic volley he scored. He's won Player of the Month now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Don't forget Fernandes did say on his 12-month anniversary that he's planning on spending many years at Manchester United. And we have overplayed him, and at some point maybe he does need a rest, but Fernandes denies that he needs a rest because he wants to help the club win trophies. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was brilliant tonight. I thought he was quite good. He did make some good runs, did Mason Greenwood. He was actually playing centrally, wasn't he, Greenwood, as the game went on. But actually Marcus Rashford started up top. Don't forget Mason Greenwood recently signed a new 4-year contract at Manchester United. That keeps him at the club until 2025. There's also an option to extend for a further year. Greenwood has made 83 first-team appearances and he's been at United since the age of 7. His performances have been good though recently. Ollie's been defending him a lot this season. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Marcus Rashford got his name on the score sheet tonight. And he also got an assist. Like I said on the match reaction, he wasted some good chances though. Yeah, Rashford did start centred tonight. Like I've said before, Marcus Rashford is more effective out wide. Daniel James, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He enjoyed a good game tonight. Obviously scored our 4th goal and he also got an assist in the game. Daniel James doesn't really play much now for Manchester United, so I was actually surprised that he started tonight. We obviously brought some substitutions on in the game. Matic come on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Juan Mata come on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Imad Diallo Traore come on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He came on and showed his skills and tricks at times. It was good to see Imad Diallo Traore make his first team debut for the club. You know, Solskjaer did say prior to the game that he could be making his debut in this one. And I said he's going to be a good asset for the first team because Imad Diallo Traore has been doing very, very well for the under-23s. And Anthony Martial came on in the game. He looked lively, to be fair, when he came on. So I'll give Anthony Martial a 7 out of 10. You know, Anthony Martial has been out of form for the vast majority of this season. He has been criticised. Don't forget Martial was a doubt before this game. And so too was Scott McTominay. But Solskjaer's backed him to rediscover his form. Martial was good last season and he was good in his debut season under Louis van Gaal. He's been at the club now over 5 years. Solskjaer was the one that gave him that number 9 shirt. So that is your player ratings from our 4-0 win against Real Sociedad. We are basically through to the Europa League quarter-finals. You know, we've got 4 away goals. Tonight it was played at the Allianz Stadium in Italy. It couldn't be played in Spain due to restrictions. The second leg against Real Sociedad at Old Trafford is on the 25th of February. You know, prior to this game, we'd only won 1 of our last 6. So we have been out of form recently. But it was a good performance tonight by Manchester United. I wasn't expecting us to beat Real Sociedad 4-0. You know, Real Sociedad are a brilliant team, but they are a pretty good team. Obviously, they're sitting like 5th in the La Liga. Their current manager is Emmanuel Alguacil. They have got some good players of Real Sociedad. And they did have some chances tonight. You know, Adnan Januzaj had a chance that went wide. I think that Isaac also had a chance in the game. Adnan Januzaj was talking prior to this game, and he said that he's got nothing to prove coming up against Manchester United. He reunited with the club tonight. They've got that Carlos Fernandes of Real Sociedad, but I think he's out with injury. David Silva, you know, they got him last year from Manchester City on a free transfer. They got Monreal. Don't forget though, Real Sociedad lost Willian Jose. The last time we played Real Sociedad before tonight was back in the Champions League group stage. I think it was in 2013. But we needed that win tonight. Like I said, we've been out of form recently. We've only won 1 of our last 5 league games. It was a disappointing result against West Brom. You know, we drew 1-1, but Solskjaer said after that game, we are still in the title race. And he says we will not settle for second in the title race. But Solskjaer made an admission after our 3-3 draw with Everton and said we shouldn't be considered as title chasers. I've totally disregarded the title now. Our aim is the top 4 this season, and I can almost assure we're going to finish in the top 4. I'm very, very sceptical that we'll finish out of the top 4. But like I say, the Europa League is a priority for Manchester United. It's a chance of a trophy. We did get to the Europa League semi-finals last season. We lost to Sevilla 2-1. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. We beat Ajax in the final 2-0. Solskjaer must win a trophy at Manchester United to avoid the sack. And like I said, the FA and the Europa is a chance of a trophy. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and a club of our stature need to be winning trophies. Reflecting on tonight's result, it'll give us a lot of confidence going into the Newcastle game on Sunday at Old Trafford in the Premier League. We should be beating Newcastle. Tonight, we did have some players missing, like I said on the match reaction. There was no Donny van der Beek, he had a muscle injury. And there was no Edinson Cavani, he also had a muscle injury. If they'd have been available, I think they would have been involved. Obviously, we did rest Luke Shaw tonight. And obviously, there was no Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's got a thigh injury. Solskjaer did confirm prior to the game he's going to be out for the rest of February. Is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's done very, very well for us in recent months. He was out earlier on this season with an ankle injury, and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. So he should be back at some point in March, should Paul Pogba. You know, there's a good chance that Paul Pogba will leave Man United in the summer. You know, he's had a long-running transfer saga. There's 3 clubs that want him. That's Real Madrid, Juventus and PSG. We revealed our asking price for Paul Pogba. We want £100 million. It said the other week that we'd held talks with Paul Pogba regarding his future. Solskjaer insists he's happy at the club. Solskjaer actually suggested he could sign a new contract. Now, it actually said last month that Pogba was considering making a U-turn at the club, and he contradicted his agent, Mino Raiola, for the second time. His future is on hold until the end of the season, but Mino Raiola is desperate to get Paul Pogba out of the club in the summer. Mino Raiola recently admitted he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence, because Mino Raiola has been criticised a lot and he doesn't have a good relationship with Man United, and he made an announcement back in December, don't forget, regarding Paul Pogba, and Solskjaer wasn't happy with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on Pogba's contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. Pogba's our most expensive sign at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. But it's good that Solskjaer rotated tonight. I said he was going to rotate, didn't I? This year's summer transfer window is the biggest transfer window in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial career. I'm expecting us to make signings in the summer transfer window. This year's summer transfer window will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. So far, he's endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer has brought quite a few players in. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James, and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January of last year, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of last year, he brought Donny van de Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Diallo Traore. We got 4 of those players on deadline day last summer. But obviously Solskjaer hasn't got all the players so far that he wanted to recommend in, so hopefully in the summer transfer window he'll get the players that he wants in. Woodward's come out several times to show his support for Ollie, and he did say towards the end of last year he will back in with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. The board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. We are prepared to smash our transfer record in the summer, and Woodward set to hand Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a huge war chest to sign top players in all areas. And I've already given you the areas where Man United need to strengthen up. A new centre-back is our priority. It recently said we had a 5-man centre-back shortlist. You already know the news on Jules Koundé from Sevilla. We want him. He's our top target for the summer. We're prepared to pay £61 million for him. Do you think he'd go well alongside Harry Maguire in our back line? Jadon Sancho, there's a chance we'll sign him in the summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still wants Erling Haaland. So I'm hopeful we can make signings in the summer. I think more players as well will leave Man United in the summer transfer window. To Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's credit, he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in. We saw a few players leaving the January transfer window. We saw Jesse Lingard go out on loan to West Ham. We saw Facundo Pellistri go out on loan. We saw Tiedemann Mengi go out on loan. We saw Marcus Rojo leave the club. We saw Timothy Fosu-Mensah also leave the club, and Odion Ighalo said his farewells to Man United. It was a disappointing January transfer window for us. We only saw one arrival, and that was Amad Diallo Traore. But Solskjaer said a few times during the January transfer window that he wasn't expecting any signings. But like I say, I'm Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. I think he's made very, very good progress at Manchester United in the last year or so. There's been some games where he's got the best out of the team. I think, performances are improving. Certain players are improving. Yes, we've enjoyed his bad periods under Ole. We've been enjoying a bad period in the league recently. We was poor earlier on this season. We was poor at the first part of last season. We enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. Despite tonight's result, I still don't know if Solskjaer is a long-term manager for Man United. He's going to be given at least another season at the club. I've already said he's got to win a trophy to avoid the sack. This is his third season and his second full season. He's been Man United manager now over 2 years. Solskjaer has more or less got us to the Europa League quarter-finals. He got us to the FA Cup quarters. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. Lost to Man City 2-0. He did well last season in his first full season. Got us to 3 semi-finals. Got us qualification for the Champions League and got us third. So he does deserve credit. I think we'll give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a new contract at the end of this season. It said the other week we will begin contract talks with Solskjaer at the end of this season. He says we could offer him a new 2-year deal. That's if we qualify for the Champions League and keep pushing for the title. But Solskjaer recently admitted that no one spoke to him over a new contract. I think he does deserve a new contract, to be honest with you. Solskjaer signed a 3-year contract when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. Yeah, we appointed him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. We've got a very, very good away record as well in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. But yeah, so you got to say Solskjaer's the best manager since Ferguson. I can assure you he was certainly a much better manager than Moyes was. Moyes is the worst manager we've probably ever had. Like I've said to you already, no one's going to achieve what Ferguson achieved and no one's going to last as long as Ferguson did. Ferguson endured 27 years at the club and he won 30-odd major honours. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United. 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson, Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho. We spent a lot of money in the last 7.5, 8 years. We've spent over £1 billion on players and we've brought around, 37 players in since Ferguson retired. Let's put into the equation, Solskjaer is inheriting players from other managerial eras. Chelsea's going to be a tough game for us at the end of this month. And then we've got Manchester City after that. And that's going to be definitely a very, very tough game. As you all know, this season in the Premier League, we have struggled to beat the top 6 sides. People say you've got to beat the top 6 sides if you are to be genuine title contenders. So anyway, there'll be more videos coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow as well, your Man United Newcastle preview will be coming up. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.